Welcome back, everyone. So this is a bit of a two-parter.
Oh.
We've got sort of the positive story and then the more controversial negative story. So you may remember the first part. This was the positive part. It's the story of Richard Ancrum and his I-5 stunt. So Richard Ancrum, long time ago, back in the 90s, he was always driving down a particular highway and he was always missing his turning, his exit, because there wasn't really a proper sign that clearly indicated the correct turning for, was it I-5 North? So, he, being a bit of an artist, he thought, I'll get creative, I'll make my own sign that fits all the style and parameters of regular street signs. And I'll get up there on my own in the middle of the night and put it up. So every time I pass that junction, I will know exactly where to turn. So that's exactly what he did. I guess no one saw him putting it up because nobody noticed or said anything. And then it was a very useful sign. He was glad it was there. Many other drivers probably, that's my turning, used the sign. And it wasn't until many, many years later he admitted what he'd done to a local news station. And then it kind of made a big news story. And many people thought, oh no, is he going to get prosecuted for that? But he didn't, of course. He was actually congratulated by people. And the local authorities left the sign up for many, many years. And then I think when we did the story, it mentioned that in 2009, they redid all the signage in that area. And of course, then they replaced it. But yeah, he actually did something really useful and helpful. But sometimes when people put up these sort of illegal, fake but look real kind of signs, it does cause a bit of upset. So in Boulder, a town in Colorado, they started to notice mysterious signs popping up all over the place. And they were all speed limit signs, which looked, again, like the official ones. But the big giveaway that they weren't official was, underneath each one was written a phrase such as, "Don't kill any kids today." And "Get off your damn phone." All of them being rather direct, aggressive, and sometimes borderline swearing. So again, they couldn't figure out who was doing this or who had done this, but many people were complaining and the local authorities tried to take the signs down, but they were really firmly attached, I guess. It was really, really difficult to get them down. So it looked like a professional job. Someone wasn't messing around. But anyway, yes, the mystery remains. Who put up those signs? And why were they so aggressive? I mean, speed limits are important, obviously, but whoa, calm down on the threatening language. No, they haven't found anyone.
All right.
Mysterious sign writer. Anyway, so let's find out John's opinion on some of these ideas. So, what do you think of the first story I described, Richard Ancrum's stunt? Have you heard about that? Do you remember that?
I mean, I don't remember it as it happened, but I remember it vaguely as what we talked about. And then, of course, your explanation of this story helped fill in some of the blanks.
Ding.
Yeah. I think sometimes when artists go out for tagging or they go out for like murals, or painting murals or something, there's that artistic flair that they're going for. But with him, I think he was really just thinking of a practical way to help his fellow Los Angelians, whatever you call them.
Los Angelians, it's in the article.
There we go. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay, I'm glad I got that right. And himself, of course, and so he wanted to make it useful, easy to see, what people are used to and everything. So I think it was actually it's one of those situations where you're like, the government should have done this, but now a person did, and they did it so well. Thank you. If he added his own artistic flair to it, maybe people would have been like, yeah, but why? I'm just here for driving. I'm not here to see any art and whatever. There could have been complaints, but since he did it so perfectly for that style, people were just like, oh, good. Now I know. Yeah. Thank you.
And so also, why do you think, because you're right, he was so good, no one noticed that it wasn't an official sign. So why do you think he confessed to being the sign maker to a local news station?
I mean, my skeptical side is just thinking he wanted the attention and the sort of praise of doing something that had been not noticed for 5 years and also really appreciated for 5 years. But an alternative, less skeptical one is that maybe he felt a little guilty. He did something and he was probably like, they'll probably take it down in a day or two, whatever. Like, it's not a big deal, but you know, it's kind of almost like a small protest of, I'll just do it myself. And then it didn't get taken down. And he was like, oh, I guess I need to tell someone now. But probably for the praise.
Yes, yes. And well-deserved. Go on, Richard. Well done. Okay, so if you want to collect your praise today, you have got to go and check out the vocabulary section, see if you can not only memorize them, but try to actually use them in your next English conversation. And come back and practice with us again in the next article. Bye-bye.
Angelino.
Angeleno.
Affix.
Affix.
Be at it.
Be at it.
Blunt.
Blunt.
Reckless.
Reckless.